Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Unit 3, the essay. This audio presentation will focus on the following items: what is an essay, types of essays, general structure of an essay, essay outline, writing the introduction, writing the body paragraphs, writing the conclusion, editing the essay. For this presentation in particular, we are going to work on the last 3 items of this list here. How to write the rest of the essay. Put in mind that essays vary in length. When I ask you to write a short essay, I will definitely be referring to an essay that consists of 3 paragraphs, an introduction, 1 body paragraph, and a conclusion, what we call the 3-paragraph essay. The 3-paragraph essay has 1 body paragraph, as I said earlier. This paragraph will contain all of the ideas you want to discuss. It will have a number of supporting details with enough extenders to develop these supporting details. The concluding paragraph of your essay should restate your thesis statement and summarize your essay. In this part of the presentation, then, we will practice writing the body paragraph and the conclusion of a 3-paragraph essay. Before you start, remember that you have to decide the topic first. Let us say we are going to write a 3-paragraph essay about my favorite hobbies. Then, for the sake of planning well, you have to write the thesis right from the start. I love reading novels and writing poetry. This is my thesis. I will discuss 2 ideas: reading novels and writing poetry as 2 of my hobbies, or the hobbies I prefer the most. Next, you should write the outline. I advise you at this stage to use the specific outline form. Why? Because it will help you put all of your ideas into a well-organized format. You will not spend a lot of time during the final test, for example, thinking about ideas. You have to specify a time for brainstorming to get these ideas out of your head or off your head and onto paper. Let's say 2 to 5 minutes max. You have then to work them out into an outline which will reflect what you want to discuss in your essay. Again, writing the outline should not take more than 5 minutes max. Now, we will go to the specific outline. Introduction. These are the parts of the outline as you see. We have introduction, body paragraph, and of course we are writing a 3-paragraph essay, then we will have only 1 body paragraph, and finally you will have the conclusion. Let's go from the beginning. Introduction. Under the introduction, notice how it's preceded. The word introduction is preceded by the Roman numeral 1 there. Under the introduction, I will have an A, a B, and a C. The A would be the hook, the B would contain the connecting information, and the C would connect your thesis. And remember, this is a specific outline. You have to put everything there. Now, let's look at the hook, for instance. I do not like to be pressured by work. Sometimes I search for a way out of all the troubles I face at work through self-expression or reading. This is my hook, some kind of an interesting observation about myself. Or it could be in the form of a scenario if you want it to be, or a question. It's up to you. But I've chosen this interesting observation about my life and I'm stating it, using it as my hook. Now, for B, I need some connecting information to tie my hook to the thesis that comes later. What is the connecting information I've chosen? It's just a sentence. Taking up a hobby is the best way to handle all the pressures we face. This is my way of tying up the hook, which is about myself, to the thesis which comes later on. So I believe, this is my belief, that I have to take up a hobby, practice a hobby, to handle all the pressures I come across during my daily life. Now, the thesis. For me, I found that I love reading novels and writing poetry. And please notice the modification at the beginning of the sentence. For me, I found that, for instance, this is the part I've added to make it fit into this introduction I want to write about my topic. Now, let's look at the body paragraph. I have there what? I have an A, a B again, and do I have a C? No, just A and B. So I'm going to discuss 2 main ideas in this single body paragraph. Let's say 2 supporting details, major ideas. A, I'm going to talk about reading novels, and B, I'm going to talk about writing poetry. Now, let's look at idea number A, reading novels. I added some extenders there. Now, number 1, short novels. I'm going to talk about short novels under reading novels. And under short novels, I'm going to discuss English novels and B, Arabic ones or Arabic novels. Number 2, I'm going also to talk about detective novels. Maybe I like very much to read such a type of novels, so I'm going to allude to that in my body paragraph. So detective novels, under detective novels, I'll talk about A and B. A, Arthur Conan Doyle, this is one of the English writers, and Agatha Christie is again a Western writer. So this is, or these are the extenders I will talk about underneath the supporting detail number A, reading novels. Now let's look at B, writing poetry. I've said earlier that this is one of my hobbies in the thesis, in the introduction. Now, I will discuss again 2 ideas, 1 and 2. Since I was 10, so maybe I will say, for instance, that I wrote poetry for a long time, ever since I was 10, or starting when I was 10, etc. Under 1, I will have extra ideas, A and B. School celebrations, family gatherings. We will see how these ideas or short notes are used in writing. So, writing poetry, I have number 1, since I was 10, and number 2, different topics. This might refer to the different ideas or themes I'm discussing in my poetry. And I have A and B, nature and war. Maybe I'd like to write poetry that deals with nature topics and war topics. Now, my conclusion. And remember, in a specific outline, you have to state actually your conclusion. You have to write it there in your outline. So, in short, reading English and Arabic novels and writing poetry about various topics are 2 hobbies which I resort to whenever I feel pressured by work.